In the last episode, we saw what is UiPath Solutions Management. We saw different concepts that we have for UiPath Solutions Management, and then we saw how to navigate to that in Orchestrator. So in this episode, we'll see demo. We'll try to deploy a package from development to pre-prod, and then how we'll do it with solution management. We'll see all of this in action. Let's go to UiPath Orchestrator. So this is my development tenant. So I have a folder called finance. Under finance, I have a process called automate PO. So I want to make this as a solution. I have to combine, I want to combine everything related to finance project, basically the automation PO, and then a queue associated with that, and then assets associated with with that process. So all these are called components, solution components. Now let's go to solutions management. For that, you have to go to home. Then under here, you have to go to automation ops, click on it. Then we'll see solutions management. So firstly, you have to select the source tenant, which is development tenant. So from development tenant, I want to move a process from finance folder, let's say complete finance folder, or it can be a single process from finance folder. So I want to move that folder to pre-prod. So this will be my source, and then I have to click on new project. Let's name it finance underscore PO. You can add a description as well. Click on continue. This will be the solutions builder. So you have to start building your solution here. So click on add. So now I have to add all the components. So under finance, I'll just select all. So I have my process here, credentials, text, and then credential type and a queue. So click on add. It will take some time to bundle all those components. So now the project got successfully updated. Then here you can see what all components with these categories. So these are two assets, process, and a queue. So if you want to lock few parameters, for example, if I want to lock description, so I add this queue for automate PO. So and then I just mark it as lock description. And then when you deploy this package to different tenant, let's say pre-prod tenant, so they will not be able to edit this. So if you leave it as it is, they'll be able to edit this. For example, if I have to change this to 2, and I can just lock it and then they'll not be able to change. I mean, we will not be able to change it in other tenant where we deploy this package. Additionally, if you want to add the libraries, custom libraries or packages, you can also do that here. If you have libraries, you can select it from files. So I think that's all. I don't want to edit anything else. Now let's click on, once you're done with all these changes, click on publish. It will ask you the root folder, package name. So I'll keep package name as it is and keep package version also as it is. So now let's see. So this is the source tenant, right? So this is the source tenant, development tenant. Now let's see our pre-prod tenant. Going to cloud, same again. Change it to pre-prod. Orchestrator. So now I don't have that finance folder. So I'll mark this as this itself as a root folder. So click on publish, go to packages. So my finance PO is ready to deploy. So once you publish here, you just have to click on 3 dots and then download the latest version. Because so from development tenant, you'll be bundling all the components into single project. You download that, and then you go to the destination tenant, you upload that package and deploy. So that's how you deploy the solutions. So now it downloaded the package, I think. Let's go to pre-prod tenant. Here you upload that solution package. For example, go to downloads. So this is my package. Click on upload. Status is once you see the status ready, then you can start deploying this to the pre-prod tenant. Click on three dots and then click on deploy package. Now you'll see the names again. So deployment name here, as I mentioned, so I don't have a finance folder here. So I'll not choose a destination. I'll just mark this install as a new root folder. If you have a default folder, for example, you have finance folder already, you can just select that existing folder and the solution root folder name should be finance. So keeping the same and click on continue. Again, you'll have this solution installer. It's where you can configure before installing the package. So for example, here you'll have different options. One is that link to existing option. So for example, if you have this asset already in your folder, for example, if you are deploying an existing package or the process within an existing folder, and then you have that asset in that folder already, you can just link to that existing. So click on link, and then if you have that asset here, you can already select and then click on link. So I don't have anything, so I'm keeping it as it is. In case of credentials, you have to retype the credential password. So when you move credentials, it will by default remove the password. So you have to retype again. So just retype. Process remains same. And if you remember, so we marked this description. I mean, we logged it. So you know you'll not be able to edit this. Also, we locked the maximum number of retries. So that is also locked. This is locked. So we are fine. Let's click on validate. It will quickly check the errors, and then I see there are no errors. So now we are good to deploy. So let's go ahead and then click on deploy. You can see the status is in progress. Now the package got deployed. Let's go to our pre-prod tenant, refresh. Now you can see the solution. So for finance, we have the process, we have the queue, and we have the assets that we have in that package. One thing, so if you have triggers within your solution, so it will add the trigger, but the trigger will be disabled. So I didn't have any triggers to deploy. So in case if you have a trigger, it will be added here, but then it will be disabled unless and until you go ahead and make it enable, it will not be enabled. So that's how you deploy a package from one tenant to another tenant. So now let's say we have an update to existing process. So for example, so we deployed this version. So we found some bugs within a package within this project. So for example, go to development. So for this process, we have an upgrade. So we had a bug fix and then we had to update that. And then we had to add a trigger and then we had to delete an existing item. So in that cases, so for existing package, if you have some additional components or you have some upgrades to the existing packages, how do you deploy that solution to pre-prod tenant without creating a new solution? So now I have this new version. So click on it. I'm updating that to latest version. And then I'm adding a new trigger. Name it test trigger. Select the process name. Make it weekly, Monday. And then click on add. So now we have an upgrade to existing process. And then we have a new component called test trigger. So how do you deploy these upgrades to the solution? Let's go back to automation ops again. click on solutions management, click on development. So now we have the older version. Just click on edit project. Then, so here, so if you have an update to existing component, for example, for automation PO, I have an update. I have a new package version. So in that case, you click on sync. If you want to add or remove the components, then you go to add or remove components and then add to the existing package. So firstly, I have an upgrade to this. So I click on sync. It will replace the source. So click on sync. So now we got the new version. And then now I want to add the trigger that I've added to the folder. So click on add or remove components. So from this folder, I want to add this test trigger. So click on continue. So it added all the components. Now you have to publish again. I'll change the version to 2.2.0.2. Click on publish. Go to packages. Then now you see the status is ready, and then I have the latest package. So now from development tenant, you have to download the package, download latest version. Then go to pre-prod tenant. So we have the active version. Upload new package. So this 1.0.2. Select that and then click on open. Click on upload. So now it will upload the package to existing package. So now we have the latest version. Now you go to deployments. So previously when we added the package, we clicked on three dots and then deployed it. So if you have upgrades to the deployments, you go to deployments and then this will be my package. Then now you click on upgrade or downgrade. So click on upgrade or downgrade. I want this is my current version, so I want to upgrade to latest version. Click on that and then click on continue. So now we had an option called upgrade or downgrade. You might also see change version. So if your orchestrator is little bit old, then you will have option to change solution version. So you can use that name. I mean, both does the same functionality. So in the latest orchestrator, we have this upgrade or downgrade version. So a little bit old one will have change solution version. So you can use that. So if I click on this one, I can see all the changes that happened. So there is a change with my process, and then there is an additional trigger. So you see the icons. Like if it is a triangle, then it's a change, and if it is a plus, then it's a new component. So I'm okay with this. You can already see the deployment differences. For example, so process name is same, description is same, but package version is different. You can quickly compare, and then you can just click on. So it's always better to click on validate first to see if there are any errors. If there are no errors, and then click on deploy. And see the status is in progress. Let's wait until it gets to. Now it is successful. Now we can go to pre-prod tenant and process, and then now we see the version is latest. Then we added a new trigger, and then the trigger is added, and then it is being disabled. So now we upgraded the. I mean, we had a fix to the existing package, so we upgraded that package and then deployed to pre-prod tenant. So there is one more option. So here, if you see, it just updated the package and then added the new components, but it didn't activate. So the trigger is been disabled. So in order to make that active, there is an option. You can click on three dots and then you can click on activate deployment. So you see currently it is inactive. So it just added the components, but it didn't make it active. So click on three dots, click on activate deployment. And then these are the some of the steps which you have to follow before activating it. For example, if there is a need to add accounts or assign roles, you can just add them, add machines. So all these are mandatory steps you just have to follow. Once you done all these, then you have to type the name finance PO. So once you type the name, you can click on activate deployment. So now if you study here, so the components are deployed. So if you want to enable the triggers, you have to activate the deployment. So click on activate deployment. Now the state is activated. Now you can go to time triggers, and then if you just quickly refresh, the trigger is enabled. So that's how you manage the upgrades to existing solutions. That's all for this episode. So we saw how we manage the solutions end to end, and then how do we use it. So I would highly recommend to use it in your organization. So this will make the deployments very easy. That's all for today. If you have any feedbacks, ping in the comment section, and then see you in next video. Thank you and happy automation.